first major seeded surfer gone from the event. You could see the local crew up here on the headland. A beautiful Saturday afternoon here in Mundaka. They were clapping fit the bus at the local boys' success there.
Now the question is, can Hira Terinatoofa keep up the momentum that he's just gained in taking out Taylor Knox into round 3? Of course, we can't tell you yet who he will be surfing against, but he will be one happy Basque chappie. Hira Terinatoofa moving on to round 3, and in this one, in red, Tom Whitaker out of Australia. In yellow, another wild card quarter-finalist at the Billabong Pro Tiopo in Tahiti, Hira Terinatoofa, former world amateur champion. Once again, quarter-finalist this year at Chopes, and a very dangerous competitor when he's in long roping left-handers, Nick.
Oh, there's no doubt about that. Hira and Tom, this is going to be an excellent heat, ladies and gentlemen. Just watch these two surfers attack their different forms, their different approaches. Whitaker, the higher seated surfer, he's in the red. He's a very strong regular foot surfer, extremely skilled backside surfer. In fact, I think Tom's
and maybe one of the most underrated, not amongst his peers, but in the eye of the public and the media, surfers on tour. He's in the top 16 and absolutely kills it, but no one outside of his peers really gives him a look. So hopefully all the public out there watching on the World Wide Web will be with us. And remember the name of this guy, Tom Whitaker. Absolutely canes it. And up against Hira Terinatoofa, and here's the Tahitians' first wave of this heat.
Well, he's kicked straight out there.
Out.
Yeah. Hira, very fluid, flexible surfer with plenty of World Tour experience. He's gone really close to qualifying, actually, on a couple of occasions, Dave.
He's been a fixture in the WQS Top 100 for about the last 4 years now, and I think his best ever result maybe finished in the 40s somewhere.
Yeah.
So always dangerous. You don't win an ISA Amateur World Championship with by being a mediocre surfer.
Yeah, you're not kidding, man.
But kind of up and down sometimes. He's one of those guys who really surfs instinctively and doesn't always have his contest head on. So
sure, I'm almost certainly be able to say with a fair bit of confidence that he's also living in one of the most beautiful places in the world. It must be quite hard for him to tear himself away and head off around the world.
Hasn't that always been a problem for all of the Tahitian professionals out there?
Undoubtedly, yeah.
You know, they'll leave the islands for a little bit, but
not for too long.
Yeah,
man.
Too long away from home just really doesn't cut it if you're from Tahiti. And having gone there this year for the first time, I can understand why.
Absolutely.
So Tommy Witts, Hira Terinatoofa, 21 minutes, 55 seconds remaining. Not much action out in the lineup so far. Once again, the tide is coming up, so the sets will be less and less consistent as we go on. This is heat number 3 of round 2. Hopefully we'll be able to finish this one and get through at least heat number 4. Dean Morrison against Luke Egan coming up in the next heat. And if we do have to call it off for the afternoon, what a great heat to call it off with. The young Cooley kid up against the defending champion.
Oh, yeah. That is a great heat. Both surfers in really good form. They were both really unlucky, I think, to
have lost
win their round 1
heats. Exactly.
Really good form.
So that will be new school v old school. And what a great one to watch, heat number 4. And once again, everyone, think good thoughts. And hopefully Neptune and Mother Nature, well, they've heard our call already.
Well, a little bit of a set wave approaching the competition area. Looks like Tommy Whitaker might be about to open his account here. He's turning, paddling for this wave. Oh, I don't know about this section ahead of him, but Tom's up and riding. He gets around it with ease, of course.
Yeah, plenty of speed.
The top. Look how fast this guy begins to move now into the second section, hacking it off the top. Oh, and he puts a rail in off the top there. Tommy Whitaker coming unstuck. Outside him, I think, is it Hira?
Yeah, Hira's going to have a look at this second wave of the set. Bottom turn, smacks it up onto the lip. Tries to go for the little lip slide there.
And now,
comes
I'm sure all of you have by now heard about the amazing session that went down here at Mundaka only a couple of weeks ago. Many of the blokes came down and surfed it. One man who missed it, we will let him tell his sad story coming up to you right now.
I hit a couple of birdies, I hit a couple of pars, and a couple of triple bogeys up in the golf course on France.
Okay, so who won? Who had the lowest score? You or Jake?
I think I just pipped him maybe. So I got free dinner out of it. So I missed the super session, but I got free dinner.
Why didn't you come?
We knew it was on, and we heard about the crowds, and it's a left.
Good point.
We had Mexico this year that was alright and perfect. So no, just the crowds. I'm not good in crowds at all. You know, I sit there and watch people get waves when we catch waves, and go home with a lemon in my mouth, sort of thing. So, you know, we had fun waves in France that day, so a couple of shories, and kept on our game for that tournament. And I think Jake and I did pretty well there, so might have paid off.
On a really nice looking ride, up high, comes around, leans hard, snaps off the top, drives down toward the end section here. Oh, and he just
grab rail bottom turns.
Man, Tom's really pushing hard here, Dave. He's obviously decided to let it all hang out. Really pushing hard on that wave there, and eventually I reckon he's going to start making those end section hacks and get some serious scores. Well, you can see there on the screen, Whitaker, the winner of the last heat, the first one of our lower seeds to win a heat here at Mundaka for the Billabong Pro 2006, and getting some well-deserved hugs and congratulations and all that stuff, and
family and friends down on the rocks here at Mundaka.
And we'll have him with GT in just a moment for a little interview and let us in on what's really running through his mind.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we'll let you know as soon as GT is ready. Looks like they're setting up. There you go, getting some translations. But GT Hode speaks fluent English. Okay.
You'll hear just how fluent he is. We'll cross over now to Hode Kaito and GT.
Take it away, boys.
All right, Hode, congrats. Buen trabajo.
Muchas gracias. Thanks a lot.
Well, now being a local Basque Country boy, you gotta like advancing through that heat.
Everyone is supporting me, all my family, friends, a lot of people I know here. It was pretty fun, and I make it. Stoked.
Now, how much time do you spend here in Mundaka? Do you get a chance to surf here a lot?
Not really, because I'm traveling a lot, doing all the WQS and everything. But when it's I'm in the winter, probably when it's not like no contest. When I know it's a big show is coming, like I call my friends and we come here. We surf like probably the best wave in Europe.
Now let's talk about the heat. Taylor Knox has had a good year. You're like wild card. Are you really pushing the issue, or are you just going to kind of let it come?
I know it's going to be like really hard to win him, because I know him like surfing videos. I watch all the time. It's my favorite surfer. So, but I know it's going to be difficult. But I'm just trying to surf, catch the best wave I can, and just surf. Just forget about who was in my heat.
And the waves, there are good waves out there, but they're hard to get those big long ones, huh?
Yeah, I tried. Like in the beginning, I get like 2 like little ones. I did like a couple, like 5 and 4, I think. And then I tried to get a big ones, but it was like super fast wave, and impossible to catch the other section. So yes, just I don't know. Then finish the heat. So I don't know.
Now looking ahead, now you're kind of setting yourself up to be the giant killer.
I know. I know. I hear about that. The speaker.
So, any thoughts looking ahead?
Had to, I don't know, surf the best I can. No, I don't know.
Well, I think, the rest of the tour is rooting for you real hard right now.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Just
no pressure, though. No pressure.
No pressure. That's not my tour. I'm just a wild card, so just enjoy about that and just try to the best that I can.
Well, congratulations, and one more time.
Thanks.
Buen trabajo. All right, boys, back to the tower. Congratulations today. And, all the Basque Country locals have to be stoked on that one.
AGT, man, he's always at the top of his game, isn't he, ladies and gentlemen? If you've just logged on, welcome to the Billabong Pro Mundaka 2006 contest to end all contests.
It's one of the longest weights in the world, one of the toughest ones to get through, but when it turns on, it really turns on, Nick.
It certainly does.
And turned on it has been this afternoon. But having said that, the waves have been perfect, but we haven't seen any perfect rides. We've had some excellent wave scores, no perfect 10s. You'd kind of think it could. It's looked perfect, but I think still difficult and challenging conditions out there. I mean, Kelly was out in the water by himself for half the heat and could only manage an 8.0.
Yeah, look, it is typical of round 2 in any case, and it's, I think, exaggerated by the fact that we really haven't had great waves yet here at Mundaka until right now, today. The last 3 hours or so, it's just been really pumping. And it means that the surfers are jumping out into something they're not particularly familiar with in heats that, for some of them, are just bagatelles, man, like the sort of thing that you can win it almost in your sleep. And so they're just not attacking it the same way they would attack the same kind of surf in about 2 rounds' time, you know, the kind of madness that
I
you'll
guess
see.
it's really about getting immediately into rhythm with the ocean here, because with this 15-foot up to almost 5-meter tidal swing, the new swell, rain this morning, now kind of low winds, kind of glassed off conditions, but now filling in, getting a little bit fat. So definitely difficult to read, and that's maybe one of the reasons why local boy Hira Terinatoofa out of Spain, of course, the Euskadi, the Spanish Basque Country, taking that one out over our current member of the world top 10, Mr. Taylor Knox. And you can see the local lasses very stoked about Hode's performance.
You bet. Now paddling outside. Hira Terinatoofa. Tahitian barrel riding expertise here from here. He drives his way through 2 quick sections before the wave betrays him viciously, slamming him down into the deep water past the sandbar.
And plenty of waves in that last heat between Hode and Taylor, and the heat before between Kelly Slater and 16-year-old Californian from the Basque Country, Corey Arambide. And in this one, quite a slow one. We're 17 minutes into this heat. Tom Whitaker is currently in first in red with a 2.5 and a 2.27. Second, of course, Hira Terinatoofa needing a 3.77, sitting on a 1.0. And another wave in the 1 to 2 point range. There's Bede Durbridge and Nathan Hedge. Bede really unlucky not to make it through his round 1 heat, just getting pipped by, was it Pancho Sullivan, I believe?
Yeah, that's right. It was Pancho pipping him with a
barn
brilliant
burner
display there.
Oh, yeah. A backside pig dogging,
Hawaii
style. That was a great heat.
Just to run you through what we've gone through already today. Of course, we began the day with heat number 9 of round 1. That was won by none other than Andy Irons. Came rocketing past Hira, the man in this heat right now, and Fred Patacha Jr. from Hawaii. Thereafter, a lot of this ran by the book. Taj Burrow winning his heat over Greg Emsley and Luke Egan. Phil McDonald winning his heat. Michael Lowe turning it around and coming through for one of the lower seeds there, winning his heat over Dean Morrison and Roy Powers. Jake the Snake Patterson smashing Marcelo Nunes and Daniel Wills. And then when the surf began to really open up and get great, Bruce Irons came right to the fore, scored the highest scoring wave of the event so far, 9.67.
And he needed it to take out San Clemente's Chris Ward. Wardo was absolutely on fire, and it looked like Brucey was still a little bit asleep in that one. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere,
kaboom!
Exactly.
And then of course we kept moving, and Pancho won his heat, and then a very, very tight last heat of round number 1. Pedersen Rosa just getting home ahead of Mark Ocalippo and Darren O'Rafferty. Really,
that was a bit of a shocker, actually. Everyone thought that Aki was going to take that one, and Pedersen just straight-legged his way across the roof, set the roof of quite a few Mundaka barrels on fire.
Didn't he just? And he up and running.
Round 3. Hira Terinatoofa.
Snap off the top, and neither surfer really pasting these waves right now. Here goes Tom Whitaker. I think Tom's kind of sick of this. Wants to clamp down on the heat now. Snaps off the top. A really aggressive turn, that one from Tom. Staying aggressive right down the line here.
Beautiful
driving
from Tom. Looks like his board is really going well out here as well. Equipment choice as well as wave choice is critical here at Mundaka.
Oh, yeah. And look at him just gliding down, finishing beautifully. Geez, that was a gnarly attempt at a floater at the end section. They didn't quite pull it off, but still a really nice wave there from Tommy Witts, and I'm pretty sure he'll get a good score from that and hold his lead in this heat.
That will put him into a good place, a place he wants to be. Tommy Whitaker with Just under 10 minutes remaining, apparently. Our in-booth computer scoring system looks to have a little bit of a bug in it. Of course, the surfers know what's going on in the water, but we can't bring you a situation right now. But Tommy Whitaker must be feeling ever more confident after that last wave. And I think if he'd stuck that last floater re-entry, that could have easily been an excellent wave score.
Oh, man, and right now, a really, really big set approaching the contest site. What a beautiful set of waves this is here at Mundaka.
Ooh, and if Hira can get in position for the third wave of the set, Nick.
Crikey.
There could be some surprises in store for everybody.
Oh, look, man, I think he's picked the wrong wave here, though. He's going, but... I mean,
have to go fast.
Wish him well here. Hira Terinatoofa from Tahiti launching himself up into the top of the wave, gliding a beautiful second bottom turn out in the next section. Oh, man, this thing's standing up to friggin' Jerusalem. Off the top, Hira's just disappearing from view down the line there.
Still a great camera angle on your screen.
Oh, and finishes with a wonderful maneuver. Man.
Okay.
Excellent ride there from Hira Terinatoofa.
It looks like it's back on, Nick Carroll.
It's so on, man. It's really on. Both surfers recording good scores there. And with, only just under 10 minutes remaining in this heat, you can be guaranteed that there'll be bloodshed in that 8 minutes.
Oh, yes. 8.5 minutes remaining exactly. Coming into some replays here as the judges' scores come in. It looks like... somewhere in the 7 to 8 point range for Last of Red, a 7.83 for Tommy Whitaker. And, looks to be very possibly, here's the replay. Hira Terinatoofa.
Here we go, Hira. And he come unstuck, and you remember that way he caught only seconds ago.
All right, throwing away his nerves. Here comes Tommy Whitaker.
Tom on his 7.83, was it? 3.3. Notice how he just string these big top turns together. This was the key to Tom Whitaker's ride, his ability to drive big hacking top turns.
7.83 on this one, and I think
he goes down the line.
Maybe just a little bit of lack of variety there.
Yeah, well, that's what got him in the end, really, wasn't it? It was this big move,
and the fact that
if he pulled this big move, there was an 8 waiting at the end here.
Easily.
It was an amazing move, but you notice that front foot just slipped and maybe a bit of grease on the wax or something. It just threw him off for a second. He lost concentration and the wave was over and gone.
And after that wave, Hira Terinatoofa now needing an 8.5. We're still waiting for the last two judges to plug in their scores. It's going to be close, but it looks like Hira, if he's not in the lead, he's going to need a very small wave score to get there.
Yeah, it's going to be a real clencher, this one right now. So
this has turned into quite an exciting heat, hasn't it, Nick?
Yeah, mate. Well, I knew it was only a matter of time before these two surfers clued in and started hitting their straps, and they've really managed it well. You can see, ladies and gentlemen, the sort of stuff that's facing our surfers out there at the moment. It's wave choice and wave choice and wave choice. You know what they say about real estate, Dave Marlin?
What do they say about real estate?
Position, Okay. Well, in surf contests, it's like the same deal. Position. Get yourself in the spot, and everything else will follow. Well, both our surfers did that. And what were the scores, Dave Marlin?
And Hira was in the spot, really the spot he wanted to be in, for an 8.67 to go up against Tom Whitaker's 7.83. So Hira Terinatoofa has moved into the lead. And second in red, Tommy Witz needs a 2.68. So both these guys really looking for backup scores now. And Hira's second wave, a 1.83 and a 2.5 for Tommy Witz.
And as if the ocean is responding to their need, another set moves into the contest site. Here comes girl Hira leading the heat right now. Off the top, he's found his rhythm, this kid. Off the top again. Can he make this section? Oh, I doubt it. And he doubts it too. He gets off that thing as quick as he can. Tommy Whitaker now by himself out the back. And it looks to me like one of the finest waves of the heat.
The third wave of the set, Nick.
Third wave of the set. We've been telling them over and over again. Finally, one of them's listened to us.
Yes, and he's managed to put into it.
Crikey.
Oh, and unlucky.
Oh, what a
minutes ago, that would have been a hell barrel.
Oh, magnificent top turn there from Tommy, driving his way down into this end section here. Tom Whitaker stringing them together now.
2.68 to take the lead, so I think we can fairly say he's done that. And off to the end of the river mouth here for Tommy Whitaker.
Oh, geez, what a ride.
Back. So definitely putting the pressure right back on Hira.
Oh, man. And here it looks like he's going to need the jet ski assist because it's the most amazing
Once
set of
again,
waves.
one of the biggest sets of the day rolling through.
Man, we
down
could
the
keep
point
going.
here.
But, if this keeps going, we'll be here all afternoon, man.
Well, you know what? They talked about the second to last swell to roll through here was a little bit bigger than this, and they did manage to surf with quality waves all the way through the tide. So that was just 2 weeks ago. Second to last wave of Hira Terinatoofa.
This was Hira's big scorer, okay? This was the one where he really took it to the wave and got himself into the lead. Really nice from the outset, but I think really he set the trend with his first turn, and if you watch this, you'll see exactly what I mean. Bottom turn, and then drove it really high off the top, and he gained speed from that turn, and it gave him this, the big move of the wave, a really vertical but perfectly placed top turn, comes around
again,
lines it up, and already he's got a bit of variety under his belt, and again driving very high, a different type of top turn. Again, the judges like that
almost
when the
pushing
surfers
the tail out.
Yeah, when the surfers change it up to fit the situation, they really like that stuff.
Basically,
and Hira knew he had a big score there. He came down. He pretty much claimed it as much as he's ever going to claim anything, because he's a modest kind of guy.
That could have just been his hands going up naturally by coming down on that last re-entry, but either way, he's definitely happy with that one.
You bet.
3.4 on his last one, and 8.5 for last of red, so they prefer that last wave of Tommy Whitaker going with an 8.5, so Hira now needing a 7.66. We saw his 8.67. He can definitely do it.
Barely nothing.
Barely nothing,
After
as you
all.
say, Nick, and geez, there's little lulls. This heat started slowly, but it's finishing with a bang. 3 minutes and 13 seconds remaining. Sets just pouring through. Hira and Tom back out the back. And who had the last? What's the priority situation going to be? Hira back out in the lineup, so sitting with priority?
Yeah, I think so. Hira got himself back out there quicker. You know, of course, Tom had all the work to do down the line on that beautiful ride of his at 8.5. Gets him back into the lead. And let's have a look at what he did here, mate.
8.5 from
Check
Tommy
the
Whitaker.
judgment. Goes in for the pig dog.
Looking for the two.
Realises it isn't going to happen. Lets go of the rail. Comes back up. Begins to set the situation up and assess what he really needs to do on this ride, which is really cane the top of the wave here. And up he comes, Tom Whitaker. Very simple but solid move there. Set everything up off that one turn. The rhythm was with him after that, and you can see as he just begins to string the same kinds of turns, big carving, setting it up each time, making sure he's back on the top of the board in plenty of time to set up the big bottom turn, which is where this stuff comes from. It's all out of that bottom turn. Gives him the speed to come down out of the top of the wave again. And he just kept working those turns all the way down the line, just varying the angle a little bit each time to fit the wave.
Fit each section as it unwraps. And
that's right. And we all know that feeling, don't we? That great feeling of being in the right spot at the right time on a wave. This is where Tom Whitaker is sitting right now on this ride, knowing that he's got a good score. And now he begins to relax a little bit, figure out exactly what different kinds of moves he can do. Does a little floater just to say, see, I can change it up if I need to. And then to finish it off, he plays it a bit easier and cooler and goes up and just does a big old snack. You know, makes the difference again.
Re-entry.
Doesn't let the judges get used to what he was doing. And I think
the judges appreciated it. And they figured, hey, 7.83 on his last one for 4 of the same turn, albeit very critical turns. And on that one, just took it that one step further into the excellent wave score range with an 8.5. So 1 minute remaining. And Tommy Witt's just showing here, hey, I'm no slouch. I'm not in the top 16 for nothing.
Well, God, man, we're into the last minute now, and the tension begins to mount for both these surfers.
What looks like wave number 3 of this last set of this heat, 45 seconds remaining. But
let's see it, man. This
4-wave set rolling through.
Dude, these things are nasty. And look, Hira's going to go the first one.
Ooh, and he's going to have to go, Nick, to...
He's an animal, this kid. He can do it. Launches off the bottom.
Up for him.
Hacks off the top. Sets up the inside now. Bam! Off the lip of that one. But he comes undone, man. I think that might be the day.
That'll be it for here. 25 seconds remaining, and Tommy Whitaker trying to better a 7.83.
Now, watch his acceleration down the line here. Tommy knows he's pretty much got this heat won. He's seen what happened to Hira. He just goes up and cruises off down the line. It's a long ride. Beautiful floater around that section. Oh man, that was the move of a guy who really got his feet on the wax really nicely, and Tom Whitaker finishing that heat with a real bang there.